No, my hookey mate, and welcome to the Dirt Church Radio AidStation. I'm Matt Raymond.
And I'm Ali Pottinger.
Buddy, how was your weekend?
It was cool. Yeah. I went and I cut my hair, but you can't really tell. And
I can tell.
Can you?
Do I have longer hair than you now? I think
You
I
probably
might.
do.
Oh, yeah.
And then I went into Toys Track on Saturday, which was so good. I just love that trail. And
Now, for the listeners who have never heard of Toys Track, where is that?
Oh, it goes between Whakatane and Ohope. And it's this beautiful kind of, you've got like this steery coastal trail, and then you go up around the back through some absolutely gorgeous bush. And they do a lot of work with kiwi. So I know that people have seen kiwi in the area when they've been out running at night, which is pretty epic. Yeah, so it's really, really neat. I love going over there for a day trip on a lovely day and do that and have a swim afterwards and, yeah, just live the dream. Yeah.
Nice. How did that feel, getting out amongst it? And was it a run, walk?
It was just a hike because I was like, I don't even know if I can survive this. But loved it. Happy days. Yeah, no, it was really good.
I think Dan Jones, the first time we ever spoke to him, he talked about growing up in Whakatane, and they would regularly, I think they'd go for a surf at Ohope and then run home over Toys Track or run to the beach. It was either there was a run involved in the recreation. So
that's so cool. You can see why there's some amazing athletes from there, hey?
Yeah, it's such a special place in the world. It's a bucket list, absolute bucket list situation for me to see a kiwi in the wild and see a kiwi in the wild trail running. I've never seen it. I've heard a few of them, but never seen it.
That'd be cool. How was your weekend?
Yeah, we were talking off mic, I'm zoinked. I am absolutely wankered. And in the best way, though, because strung a couple of good weeks of training together and, went out for a really cool long run yesterday. And I was thinking about it. It's so fun. And listeners to the AidStation, let us know about your favourite local loop, and do you have names for that local loop? Is there lore around it? Because in Riverhead, you've got the Trig Loop is the main you go to Forestry Road, and it's like 9.4, maybe 9.43, depending on one's GPS. And you can either go clockwise or anti-clockwise. And if you go clockwise, it's called a Hot Girls Loop. And if you go anti-clockwise, it's a Hot Boys. Coined by the mighty Dave Jack and I one day when we ran it counterclockwise, and it was hot. So that's why we called it Hot Boys, because we were both quite hot by the time we got back, like warm. Our temperature was warm. So did three Hot Boys with.
Sorry,
I know it sounds too.
sorry.
I know it does. Yeah, I smashed out 3 Hot Boys on the weekend.
Me
Or 3
too.
Hot Girls. Yeah. AidStation at the car.
Nice.
And just loved it. Went out so hot on my first lap, or relatively hot for me these days, and pulled it back. It was good. It's great. And I miss that feeling of being like getting to work on a Monday going, I don't know if I can do this because I'm just a bit like zoned, when you're zoned. Yeah. But what a great weekend. And, everything it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. I love running on gravel. It's one of my favourite things in the world to do.
Is that a segue, Matt?
It might be a segue. I mean, I don't know. What do you want to say on the topic?
I mean, there's a new kind of Salomon gravel range coming out. So I feel like, is this going to be a new kind of arm of our sport? Or I don't know what the right word to use is, but is this going to be...
Sub-genre.
Yeah, there you go, sub-genre. Is this going to be something new in our sport? I mean, like, will we start defining races even more?
I desperately hope not. I desperately hope not. I think and there's always that thing, isn't there, where different people go different ways on whether gravel road running is trail running or road running.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the prevailing wisdom is it codes more trail because you don't get necessarily the snapback from a road that you do. You don't get that power transfer because you dig into the gravel and there's all sorts of different gauges and stuff like that. I know in cycling it's got super specialised, obviously, with the advent of gravel bikes and stuff, but I don't know. One of the nicest things about running in Riverhead is just that notion of going for a run, you know, and one of the most sort of sacrilegious things is going for a run on the gravel in road shoes. That's amazing. That feels like it's just brilliant. But yeah, I don't know. I think the thing is, someone said once, and I've really stuck by this, is how do you know that the world isn't flat?
What?
No, it's a good point. How do you know that the world isn't flat? And I'm sorry for all the people with the tinfoil hats. It's not. But this person made the point that we don't know. We know that the world isn't flat because people haven't tried to monetize the fact that it is. You know, they'd be like, bungee jump off the edge of the world, or we'll go kayaking off the falls, or we'll do something like that. So it's that thing that, isn't it, that any kind of thing that you do, people will kind of try to monetize it. And yeah, I don't know. That's my thoughts. What about yours?
Golly. What was it? Is the wheel flat, or is it to do with gravel?
I don't think
Where
it
are
is
we going?
because people, well, it's the thing, isn't it? Like, people will try to monetize something. And sure, if you get a shoe that's not, you know, you could say that it was specifically designed for gravel road running or whatever. But it seems to me that if we find something new, human beings will try to make money off it or assign value to it. But
yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see what the uptake would be like if people kind of like went, because it is that kind of in between step between road running and trail running. And so whether it's like, oh, well, we'll do something, but it'll be quite in between. I mean, there's a lot of events that are like that, right? Like where I live in Rotorua, the forest is a lot of gravel roads if you choose to run them. We just try and link it up with beautiful sections of trail where we can. But you're probably similar in Riverhead too, Matt.
yeah, like, and at different times of the year, you're, say, in winter in Riverhead, you're absolutely, you're out of your mind if you want to go running on the trails in winter, unless you're rocking something like an Innovate Cross Talon 212, or, you know, I'm looking down at the Merrill Agility Peak 6, which has some really nice lugs on it, and that's not, I know they've come on board, but you know, I'm thinking, wow, that could
work.
hook up in the wet. But running on trails in the wet, it's not the best for the trail, and it can get quite sketchy. So yeah, love a bit of gravel road running.
So you're a gravel boy.
Oh yeah, I love it, and some of the best, you know, some of the best times of my life. I think about that loop. What makes those multiple loops so special is when we're training. A couple of years ago, Eugene was training for Northburn 100 miles, and I was training for the Blue Lake 100. And we'd go out and we'd loop for hours and hours and hours. You know, we did 5-6 loops, and we had, like, we'd pick people up, and like Lola would come out, and like, cool. It was a real cool, real cool. And it's quite, I don't know, there's something quite nice about. I think back to Jack Harris, our interview with him last week, and he was saying, you know, sometimes running's just running. Like, we kind of always chase the dragon. We're like, mountaintop, beautiful buff single trail, you know, going for a run on a nice bit of gravel road or a nice bit of roads, perfectly good.
Yeah.
And what would you, I mean, on that though, like, what would you, most 100 miles, I think about Tarawera, I mean, there's a fair bit of gravel road in that.
Yeah, definitely. There's lots in this region. I mean, it'd be interesting to see what the makeup is. But yeah, definitely. I mean, it's the way that we link things up, and it can be quite beautiful too. And I like running it because it's, you know, you've got that kind of good clean running still. So it's one of those kind of gotchas, I guess. Is being able to get some good clean running in, or when you're on the trails, sometimes it is less less running than ideal. So it's kind of balancing that, right? Like having that joy and playfulness that you get on the trails, but then having that a repetitive biomechanical action that you get from running gravel roads or road running.
So there we go smash some hot boys. The thing that I do love about gravel road running or gravel is it's often one of my favorite things to do, and this comes from when I was cycling, was riding my bike to a bike ride. Running to a run, like running oftentimes, know, depending on which way I go, and I'm very, very lucky. I think the shortest route from where as the crow flies from my house to a trailhead's about 600 meters. But if I want to run down, through the village onto the highway and then down into the forest, it's about 3.6k, and that's a really nice link up to trail. Running. That's a nice, anticipatory kind of joy. I've always thought I would like to see, and I don't know if this has been picked up yet. You know how they do mountain bike enduros?
Yeah.
Do a running one. How good would that be? Do like a 3, 6, or even 12-hour event, and you've got to run between the trails, and then you have time sections, uphills, downhills. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think Chris Townley's talked about doing something like having a downhill specific race. Like we haven't seen anything like that in New Zealand. I know that I think the Gold Coast, they used to have the Hellfire Hustle, and Hellfire is like this kind of mean downhill. It'd be fun to see more of that kind of novelty transition between mountain bike events to trail running.
Well, there's the what's it called? The Mount Marathon in Alaska, and it's that 5K, and basically you run up to the top, and then it's amazing. If you haven't seen it, go look at it, because it's incredible, and people what am I trying to say? The outfits that they wear, it's really probably one of the most redolent things, like closest to fell running in North America that I've seen. And Jackson Cole, who we talked to on episode 359, he was going to do it. And it's this, basically you run to the top, you send it to the top, and then people just send it back down to the bottom. So
cool.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Have you ever had a race that has been changed at last minute, like course change? Have you ever done that?
I don't actually think I have. I'm trying really hard to think about this. Not that I know of. What about you?
Yeah, I seem to be the course change king.
Okay, never enter a race that Matt's doing.
Exactly, the course will be changed. What have I hit? Cyclone Lucy was the big first one.
Yeah.
I remember getting that. I was at the Orfata, getting fish and chips for the family we were staying with, and they're like, "Oh, it's changed." I was like, "Oh, wicked." So that was one. Then had 2 Keplers. So Kepler got changed 2 years in a row. I can't remember what year they were, but that was again when I talked to Jack Harris yesterday. That was last week. That was one of the first times that he'd gone to Kepler, and it was the one where we were basically underwater for most of it. And then the next year, it was a swim run. And then the next year it was changed as well. And then Wu 2K, the year that the weather gods finally went, "Thou shalt not pass," and basically it all got changed into a 21K. Just the most terrifying weather I've ever been involved in. So I understand that there's been a bit of controversy recently about a race that's had its course changed.
Yeah, so Ultra Trail Snowdonia in Wales, I believe. It sounded like people had entered, and then they have got a lot less vert than anticipated, and they weren't summiting some of the mountain tops that they were expecting to. So I've only just seen the kind of the tip of the iceberg, but there was quite a few posts about it on the old Instagram.
I'm looking at some of the names here, and I was born in Wales, parents are Welsh, and my Welsh is terrible, but like looking at Wythfa, Glendarow, and the Carmarthenshire Rangers. So if I've butchered those, I apologise, but people having those cut out for what appears to be very good reasons, but that if you had 3 mountains or 3 mountain ranges cut out of your run, you'd be understandably a bit annoyed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how close it is to the race. Oh, so it's only weeks before the event. So that's quite close. You kind of gone probably for quite a bit of specificity in your training at that point, and then going, oh, okay, this is going to be quite different to what I expected. I mean, it's tough, right? Because I understand from an organising point of view how things can be pulled kind of beyond people's control quite close to an event as well. So it must be difficult for them. And I think when it's like that, it kind of all comes down to communication and kind of that understanding, or how they kind of liaise and impart what's being put upon them.
I think it comes down to that thing, isn't it? It's that ongoing thread of distrust amongst some circles about anything to do with UTMB or that series. And it's, a lot of the reading I've done on it talks about how they're wanting to protect sensitive mountain environments, which is absolutely an admirable goal. But how do you go about protecting sensitive mountain environments? Like Andrew's always gone on about, you establish predator-free, replanting, getting agriculture out of there, rewilding, all of that sort of stuff. But thinking about these races are increasingly popular and they're very well run and very well organised, but you're looking at, with that, a very large race field, repeated passages on fragile alpine paths, especially, races are what's the word? Coalescing into one, and night running on high ridges. So again, with that larger field, you're going to have to think about a greater bell curve of ability, but I don't know how you balance that, right? How do you balance achievability in the sport, attainability in the sport versus giving people, a really amazing experience?
Yeah, I don't have the answers to that. I don't, because it's tough being responsible for people in the outdoors, and especially when they're pushing their, physical and mental boundaries, and in quite extreme environments. But then that's also part of what we sign up for. So
yeah, it's a hard one, isn't it? And it's hard to manage because this is emotional stuff. This is where you are, you're wrapped up. I remember having to tell the field at Ultra Trail Kosciuszko, Eugene and I had to do it, that the buses, due to the buses being delayed, we were going to have to push back the start by 15 minutes. And I don't think they made a call on the cutoffs either. And I remember one gentleman who's perfectly lovely, I've met him since, just lovely. He got really annoyed at me and Eugene. And we were like, I'm just the guy with the mic. But people are keyed up at that point, and I imagine too with the, with the amount of time, energy, and cash that goes into something like that, it could get pretty annoying. And I think people would also be probably more understanding if it was related to, there's been a hurricane come down the valley and we have to change the course, rather than we've known about this for couple of weeks or months and we're still selling tickets. And
yeah, I mean, kind of on a different tangent but similar is that we know the kind of nth degree of these races. Lots of people will have run the whole course of races before race day, so there's that kind of familiarity. And years ago, the wonderful Ben Berryman, I don't know if I've ever told you about this, but we did it's not a race, an event called Roll the Dice, where basically he devised, I think it was 5 different routes, and you rolled a dice and you didn't know what they were before the event. And so for 24 hours, you just show up, you have a little game piece on the game board, you roll the dice and you go, oh, I've rolled loop 1, and then you've got to go and do loop 1 of the course that you have no idea what it is until you show up. And 5 really sucked. It was this kind of like, I can't even remember how many meters of elevation it was. It was something ridiculous, like let's say a few hundred meters of elevation for 5K. And I rolled double 5 and I was like, FML. But if you got a 6, you could choose whichever route you liked. So that was quite cool. But maybe there's actually space for events like that where we actually don't know what we're signing up for. We just go like, let's show up at the event hub on race day and find out. And like, that'd be pretty cool too. So maybe we need to take a bit of the predictability out of it and have it a good old adventure. Be a bit more open-minded.
Absolutely. And I think races like that work best. You think about Ben Berryman, Mayor of the Blue Mountains.
Unofficial.
Love you, Barrow. And his dad was Deputy Mayor of the Blue Mountains. So actually there's he's a scion.
Yeah.
He's a scion of New South Wales mountain royalty. But he's so involved in the community. He loves where he lives. He is so engaged, and it's that thing. It's that sort of. It attracts community, and it attracts community, and I guess that's the start of the whole thing again, isn't it? Like Ultra Trail Snowdonia, bunch of people get together. Let's go out for an adventure in the mountains. Oh, this gets popular. It's profitable now, and there's that thing. But yeah, I like that idea. It sort of goes hand in hand with the that enduro style thing. So Chris Townley, we should hook something up. But the you don't want to be. I don't want to see cheese rolling. I don't want to see that.
No, I don't want to see that either. I'd like to eat the cheese. I just don't want to chase after it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And as someone who has fallen off a switchback onto another one, not
for
keen
you
to do that again. 2 things now.
2 things.
Merch.
Yeah.
It's been a while. It's been a long while. And now we have you on board, and you actually have a clue how to do this stuff. A clue.
Just one.
We're going to, and the clue's about merch. We're going to line up some merch coming soon. We've got a couple of ideas about some pieces that we think you might really, really like. So please stay tuned for that. We're going to do a pre-order, and stay tuned. It's going to be amazing. What's your favourite bit of running merch that you own?
Favourite bit? I don't know. I love a good T-shirt, to be honest, but I actually quite like my DCR T-shirt, so I rock around in them. But I love a good running T-shirt. That's always good. I don't know.
Have you ever had like a truly iconic one?
I don't know. I have to think about it. Not that I know of. Not that I can think of. I just like I'm very functional, Matt. I like things to be really comfortable, moisture wicking. Like that's kind. Actually, I do have a favourite. I have some favourite running tights that I keep buying multiple of. So I do quite like my Rabbit 7-inch running tights. They're pretty comfy. Yeah. What about you?
Blue Mountains Running Company Patagonia trucker hat.
Yeah, that's
hands down.
Cool. Yeah,
the best. Like I went in. I remember just going in one day. Was going there for Ultra Trail Australia, and the guy looked at me and he goes, "That hat's really expensive." I was like, "I don't care. Just give it to me. Just
take my money.
Take my money."
And like Leo DiCaprio, like just
absolutely 100%. And I was so happy. And then I put it on, and I was really happy. And every time I put it on, I feel happy. I love it. Yeah, it's just such a functional, really functional piece of, and it's a hat, obviously, but I just love it, and I love that it's from the Blue Mountains and amazing. So yeah, stay tuned, merch. We're rocking back in. Now you've put down here coming into winter, headlamps.
Yeah, I think there's just been a bit of chat online, and so I thought, this is what.
Enlighten me. What's been the chat?
Enlighten me.
Oh,
is that meant to be pun intended?
No, it was not. It was not.
No, people just asking what the best headlamp is out there and what people's take on it is. Do you have a favourite headlamp?
Do I have a favourite headlamp?
Of course you do.
I'm not a massive running, like I don't get granular on outsoles. I don't get granular on anything except a headlamp.
You got yours handy.
I've got mine handy.
What is it?
There we go. It's a Petzl now, RL.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Okay.
Awesome.
Very
it's
good.
the 1500 lumen one. It's the newest one. I had I had the first or second generation, and I loved it so much, and it got nicked out of the bucket at Wu2K one year when I chucked it in the bucket, and I thought, never doing that again. But I've had a bunch. Like I've obviously had A-ups, which I really liked as well. They get quite heavy as you get a bit tired. There's quite a bit of weight, but love a Petzl. I've got the RL. I've also got the
Bindi.
No, it's not the Bindi. It's a blue. It's like the equivalent of the Tika Prism or something like that. It's like a 900 lumen. Like they're just brilliant. And someone who started running and mountain bike, I remember going mountain biking in Rotorua at night. I used to do that quite a bit. And, we had these bloody lamps that were like dolphin torches. In fact, a dolphin torch would have been a step up.
That would have been great. Just duct tape it on.
Absolutely, real heavy, massive. It just opens up your world, doesn't it? So both sides of the day, it's fantastic. What about you?
I have got a Petzl now, which I love, and I've also got a Phoenix. What is it? HM 26R or something like that. And they've really come into the market in the last few years. I think if there was an arm wrestle between the two, I'd go for the Petzl still. But like I guess maybe a more affordable offering, which is quite good too. Yeah.
Well, I guess that's the thing, isn't it? The technology is becoming so much more available, and as battery life gets longer and stuff just gets brighter, you like a 1500 lumen light.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's insane. And generally you're looking, if you're going to be trail running, isn't it? You're going to be wanting anything over sort of 450.
Yeah, the higher the lumens, the better, really. And so, yeah, I kind of go... I like 750 plus if I can, but you take what you can get. But 400 up's all good.
Yeah. No, I love. One of my favorite things is being in the bush in the dark. I think it's just the best, and you feel no matter where you are, if you're 4 feet into the bush or 40 kilometers, you just feel tough
and fast.
You
feel fast.
Yeah, you feel fast.
Even though you're not, you're fast.
Even though you're not. But yeah, what's been the chat? Like, is it just like is it like the what is a seam seal jacket chat?
Yeah, it's just who's got what. Because I guess every few years you don't buy them that often. So when you buy them, you're going, well, what's the cool thing at the moment? Or cool thing, or top rated thing. So yeah, I just thought, that's an interesting one. Like we're starting to. Our daylight hours are dwindling, so it's worth a chat.
And I think too, the thing that I have learned, and furtherfaster.co.nz for all your headlamp needs, and if you have a detachable battery, get a spare battery. Get a spare battery.
So
I mean, lots of races. I know that Tarawera make you carry either 2 headlamps on the longer races or headlamp and a spare battery. And I tell you what, it's nice and reassuring that that you've got, another however many hours charge in your back pocket. But have you ever had a headlamp misfortune? You ever had a headlamp die on you?
I think in my early trail running days, yes. And I think I had a really crappy one too. Like it was probably only like 100 lumens or something. But luckily it was a trail that I knew really well. So it's one of those ones that you can almost run in the dark. Anyway, but yeah, it was fading light. It was a bit dire. What about you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like halfway into a 10K loop, Hot Girls actually, got to the trig, lamp died, had lost my car key as well. So I had to, fallen out of my split shorts. So I had to retrace my steps in the dark with my phone, which is like an iPhone 8 or something, trying to, and found my keys as well. So yeah, it was snatching defeat from the jaws of victory, or victory from the jaws of defeat. I'm not sure which, but yeah, headlamps are something that, and I'm aware that everything is getting more expensive all the time. But if you have the ability to get a nice headlamp, it's a game changer, and game changer in my books.
Oh, yeah. It makes it so much easier, like takes the cognitive load off when you're...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And with that too, and thinking about, Eugene Bingham, he talks about, or he would always talk about, like, one of the things that he didn't train was putting his headlamp on.
Yeah, I remember him saying that around Tarawera Mila.
Yeah, around Tarawera Mila, and the thing got all jacked up and he might have drained some battery. But it's always that thing too, if you're heading into the night, turn it on before you think you'll need it, because your eyes adjust to the darkness as you go. I remember running up through Fenton Mill and it was getting dark, and I had my, that time of like turning your headlamp on. I've kind of pushed it a little bit. I was like, I just don't want it to get, I both do and don't want it to get dark, but it goes from being like, this is an inconvenience to this is a godsend pretty quickly. So practice putting it on and off, and practice safely turning it on and off so you're not wasting battery. And if you're running into the night, take it, put it on before you think you do. You need it because it gets dark pretty quickly, and then you'll smash your night vision. You've put here, who's your trail running crush?
I just thought it was a random funny question. Like, have you got a trail running crush, Matt?
Yeah, Anton Krupicka.
Is it?
Yeah,
why
100%.
Anton?
Not now, not old, not like when he was winning Leadville and he was just wearing he was winning everything and he was running 300-mile weeks and you could sort of see his gentleman's area through his little split shorts. I mean, but I like the fact that he's had a long career, which he's managed to kind of transcend some pretty catastrophic injuries, move into other forms of mountain activity. He's someone I think he, talking to him, or not talking to him, listening to him. He seems really smart. We like a lot of the same types of music, which is really cool. So not being parasocial, but I like Anton Krupicka. I like his vibe, and I think he writes really well. What about you?
Oh, there's too many. Like our local legends like Ruth, Caitlin, Lucy, just think that they're wonderful humans and love what they are to our sport. And then, I got to interview Jasmine Paris, and to me, she's just the most epic human, like has these amazing feats that she's achieved, but she's also just a mum, and
just got a PhD.
Just got a PhD, working a day job, and going out and smashing Barclay and stuff. So I like that about her, that she's super level-headed, but goes and does hard things.
I love people who bring that sense of blithe aggression, be it through raw talent or that sort of highly trained, the people that come up through the collegiate scene or what have you. But I really value people who, like you say, bring that extra gloss to the running scene. I think people, like Andrew McDowell, like what he does in his, I don't know, I'm not self-sourcing yet, Andrew, but that his talent with, composition, I think about Barrett Hocking, and hesitate to call it a crush because I'm a 49-year-old white dude who's like a running commentator, but Caitlin Fielder, holy moly, everyone's got something, but those people who just really kind of, bring that more artistic bent to it, I really love as well. I think that's incredible. And I actually wrote down here, my first thing was me 5 years ago.
Aww.
Because, you look back on how you were, and always with a degree of, I remember I'm quite hard on myself. Mm-hmm. Don't want to be in this head, but thinking about things were good. I was good. Things were okay. Like, that's really nice to kind of touch back, and not with a sense of regret, but go like, hey man, you were okay. So, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, too many to mention though, isn't it? You see people and talking. The amount of people I've absolutely fallen in love with having conversations on Dirt Church Radio is just innumerable. It's like,
there's a lot of special humans out there.
Absolutely. Talking about same thing, a trail running hardness rating. What do you reckon?
I was just thinking.
Start with hot boys, finish with hardness.
Like people often ask about different events. Like lately, Cozzy's gone on sale. So people are asking me about Cozzy and going, like on paper, it looks relatively easy. But we know
Do
that
it though.
with Cozzy, there's kind of other things to contend with. Like you've got the altitude, you've got the alpine weather, that sort of thing. So it can add a different layer. And then you've also got the for the 50K finishing, with a climb up to Eagle's Nest and the descent, which is kind of a bit of a juxtaposition to the rest of the course. So
Dead Horse Gap.
yeah, it's not called Dead Horse Gap for no reason. But yeah, so I thought, it could be kind of funny to go through, well, not funny, but interesting to go through and go like, what do you reckon? Like, what's our kind of one of the easier races and one of the tougher races? Not that there are easy races because it's all just what you put into it, but what do you think about some of these?
I don't know. I think that definitely, and I know Andrew made the thing, he talked about Tarawera being an easier race. And I think that someone who's got a vast amount of experience, and he's done Western States, he's done in fact, he's off to Northburn this week. He's done, I can't even think about how many races. He's done Blackwall, I'm sure. He's done Coast to Cozzy. He's done a bunch of stuff. That would be down the easier end of the spectrum. But then he speaks about something like Blue Lake, the 100 miles of Blue Lake being super tough because of the footing and everything like that. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe let me finish one first, and then I'll come back and tell you. But I think we're hard enough on ourselves. I think you should, if you're thinking like Tour de Jean, yeah, that's probably up the top, or Badwater. But for me, I think we're good enough at decrying our own and putting our own kind of successes in boxes and sort of discrediting them. So a hardness rating, and also it depends on, what you like doing, or what you're good at, what your natural strength is. Mm-hmm. So, looking at all of them, I think like I look at Northburn, I look at Mount Difficulty, and I look at Cozzy as being pretty damn hard.
Yeah.
But then UTA as well.
Yeah, UTA is a different kind of hard. But for people that have got all the stairs in their backyard, they're like, this seems easy because that's what they're au fait with.
But then you wouldn't have said that the Tarawera Mile was necessarily easy this year.
No.
With the weather, and the 40% DNF rate on that. So, yeah, what do you think?
I think it depends on what your skill set is, or, because I think mentally what can be really tough is when you've got a really runnable race and you can't run, or like at least with a mountain race you can go, well, I'm meant to be hiking up here and then running down. So I think it depends on your skill set or what you're trained for and what you're expecting, because that's the other thing, when you get those other variables thrown at you that can up the ante a bit more as well when it comes to challenging races. So I don't know, like probably intimidating wise, what would be quite intimidating? I think Ring of Fire, that is quite a beastie challenge, that Ring of Fire. UTA, obviously all the stairs, it's just pretty punishing when you're, coming from good old New Zealand. It's a bit harder to get the sheer volume of stairs that you get in the Blue Mountains.
And stairs is the word stairs is doing some heavy lifting. They're ladders, some of them, and some of them it looks like they're cut into the rock, a la sort of Lord of the Rings. I look at Northburn and having seen, we've all know people who do it. We know who puts it on. Terry Davies likes things difficult, and having been like I've had friends live stream me, like I've been walking uphill for 6 hours. Yeah. What's happening? That sounds unpleasant and mildly intimidating. So I'd probably put something like Northburn at the top of the list.
Northburn's got to go there. And I mean, I think like for me, the ones that seem a bit easier are the ones that are more akin to the terrain that I'm used to training on in my backyard. So the kind of more runnable races like Tarawera or Naseby or Old Ghost or Tekapo or even Cozzy, like if you're talking about the 50K or maybe the 100K are probably more similar to what I'd have on my back doorstep and make it a bit easier, or what I'd be conditioned to.
I mean, Kosciuszko is, I think, one of the most underrated races. I mean, it's what, 5th year this year? Is it 5 years this year or 6? 5 or 6 years?
Not sure.
I did the
5?
last time I was over there. I did the 34, and that was some of the most beautiful running. It was just lovely. It was so runnable and so awesome. You know, that first 14K, just like this big descent through single track, alpine single track down to the subalpine to Bullocks Flat, and then, you know, along the valley, following the river all the way down. And it was hard, but it was super fun to run. But yeah, something like that's a real mix, isn't it? But I think there with something like Cosy and UTA, even Ring of Fire, you know, you're looking at the altitude because it's much higher than most of us. I think Cosy started at 1,700 meters.
Yeah.
You know, and I live at
sea level.
Sea level, yeah. Why do I feel so bad? Yeah, I can't, and you can see where, you know, people come from, like, I don't know, was it Fort Collins, Colorado, 2,600 meters, and just come down to sea level, and I'm like, yeah, what's up, Dix? Let's go.
You sell them tickets to the edge of the earth, Matt.
That's right, I will. Come bungee jump off the edge of the earth. And come join us next week at Dirt Church Radio, me, Matt Raymond.
Me, Ali Pottinger.
And our old mate Andrew McDowell, when we have our regular scheduled Dirt Church Radio full fat interview with a wonderful guest who we've got lined up. So please take care, and thanks for hanging out with us at the AidStation.